Hello. Oh, am I muted? No, I'm not. I'm DC. I'm an MLM dropout. We have been covering the Optavia conference and that Doug and Tia Wood put on. And I'm going to turn my music down a little bit. But Optavia is a US-based health and wellness company that offers personalized meal plans, non-certified coaching, and nutritional supplements to allegedly help individuals achieve their health goals. The company was founded in 2016 and is headquartered in Maryland. Optavia says that their primary focus is on weight loss. Shocker. And their program is designed to help users lose weight and maybe not as successfully maintain it through alleged not very tasty healthy eating habits and lifestyle changes. The company offers a variety of not great tasting meal plans, including bars, shakes, snacks, and prepackaged meals, which are pretty pricey if you have to buy them for two people and buy them every month until the end of time. Those meal plans are intended to replace unhealthy foods and help users meet their nutritional needs. In addition to meal plans, Optavia provides one-on-one coaching with independent contractors who are not certified, and Optavia also alleges to support them through their team of multi-level marketing coaches. And those coaches help users create a personalized plan for meeting their health goals. The company also says they offer a line of nutritional supplements, including vitamins, probiotics, and protein powders, which are intended to support, as they say, overall health and wellness. But a lot of times it just looks like, in my opinion, malnourishment and low weight on the scale. Optavia operates as a multi-level marketing company, and their products and coaching services are sold through a network of independent representatives. No kidding. While many users have reported positive experiences with Optavia, it's important to do your own research and consult with a healthcare professional before committing to any diet or weight loss program. And we are going to be uncovering the religious manipulation, fatphobia, and maybe the eating disorder culture of specifically Doug Wood's team in his Level Up conference. So I'm going to play the intro after I mute my sound, and we're going to figure this out. Okay, where's my intro? Oh, wait, I don't have it up. Oh my God, technical difficulties this early? Disclaimer. Hello, I'm here in my Paddington Bear. Oh, wait, am I muted? No, I'm not muted. I'm in my Paddington Bear hat, as my dad calls it, and I'm never going to stop wearing it. Oh, wait, do we need to lint roll my mic? We may need to lint roll myself. Please hold. Just, we need to lint roll before we start so we don't get distracted. Am I lint rolled enough? Nope. Hello, Caspian? I don't know why I'm like this. Why couldn't I have done this before we started? Why could this not have happened? The mic is lint rolled. We're ready. I need to wipe this off, but that's okay. Hello, everyone. And I do have my new little chat on screen. Aaron, Jenny, Tatiana, Ladies on Lions, Amanda, Wolverbean? Oh my God, I love that. Also, is that a duck? Mia, Jenny, Lynn. I'll be driving for the next 15 minutes, so listening. Awesome. Rivka, hello. Mia, Charlie. Yes, I'm early today. Albert, howdy. Shelby. What's happening? Optavia is happening. Optavia. Doug Wood really triggers me, so I'll stay as long as I can. We're going to be listening to John Maxwell. Doug is, it's Doug's conference. It's part 6. Are we making this the longest series on the planet? Maybe. I don't know. But I think John Maxwell's up next, so I'm excited about that. Maybe I should put it over here. I don't know. Like that? Okay. And yes, your mental health is more important than staying for the stream. Take care of yourself. Don't ruin your weekend over Doug Wood. This is totally a Paddington Bear hat. Indeed. The wine has successfully been opened. Hell yes, Jenny. Thank you. I feel very, I feel like, I'm just letting my true self come out, and I'm glad that y'all, accept me as I am with my quirks and my love for bucket hats. So, thank you. I love ducks. Me too. Cattle Dog Crew, howdy. Okay, let's go ahead and go over, where am I? We're going to go over here to the reaction video. And we're going to secondary display. And we should have captions at the bottom. You can click on them and move them around. They're not going to be perfect. They're auto captions from the YouTubes. And you do not need to have watched the other ones to understand what's going on here. We've already listened to this part. We're just getting... Maybe I need to resize this, though. Don't we think? Screen share. Oh, wait. It's already here. Doo-doo. Yeah. She needs to be resized. And... Is this good? All right. Lock. Lock, lock. Everything is locked. I can put the chat on the screen if you want. Chat. High resolution mode. Keep running. Add widget. I can put y'all right here on their screen if that works. Hopefully it'll reload eventually. Sometimes it takes a second to actually load. So, they're pretty much all the same. I just got to work, so I'm happy to have entertainment. Love that. Yes. Hello, Marianne. There's the chat. I think the chat right here is okay. And I will, again, if you're watching this, you can click on closed captions. It should be working. You can then use your mouse, click on it, and move them around if it's covering something you don't want it to cover. Thanks, Charlie. Yes, Jenny, what kind of wine are you drinking? Tell everyone. Also, has anyone eaten anything delicious today? I really want, I haven't been able to eat a ton recently, but I'm really wanting something delicious tonight. Eloise, if y'all, if you don't follow Eloise, she's new. She's a pharmacist. And she's going to be, doing all the debunking of the sciencey stuff that goes on. And I am here for it. Let me link her channel for everyone. YouTube. I would do it through Nightbot, but Nightbot's been an asshole. I'm just going to pull her channel up. And I will link her in the chat. We love science here. I had a pretty good breakfast burrito. Oh my God, that sounds great. Scrambled eggs with meatloaf. What an interesting combo. I love meatloaf and I love eggs. So, oh my God, you'll be grilling later. What are we grilling? Ribs? Burgers? What else do you grill? Chicken? Vegetables? Reese's Puffs. Look, I'm here for this. I am here for the cereal. I love cereal. A cherry Pop-Tart and they were delicious? Oh my God. I love the cinnamon Pop-Tarts with the little icing on top. I love those. Okay, let's go.
Uncommon consistency births uncommon results. Uncommon results yields uncommon freedom, and that uncommon freedom should be offered and duplicated to the next uncommon coach. Thank you, guys.
Okay, that was the end of the talk. Sam, Igor. Okay, we gotta mute it. Level up. Doug and Tia Wood are gonna come up next, and I think then it's gonna be the man himself, John Maxwell. Okay, music. I want one. I want both. Maybe I'll order a coffee. Tanya, we're just waiting for the music to pass. I was trying to click on Tanya. My favorite cereal is Honey
Commit
Oats.
yourself.
Wait, is it not John Maxwell?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Doug and Tia Wood.
YouTube's gonna freaking slap this video. Eggs. Ooh. Oh my god, the audio. Oh my god. YouTube.
Take your seat. We are in for
Oh my god.
2 hours. That Tia is a dream come true.
Yeah. I've talked about the power when you see it behind your eyes, you can bring it forth into reality, right? And the power of getting in the room. And we have, over the years, I have put myself in rooms that John Maxwell has spoken on massive stages, but to get to have him in our house today, right? In the Optavia house. Doug and I are the people we are today because of the leadership of John Maxwell and the introduction to the 5 levels of leadership by Jaime and Lisa Castro back in their house in Beaverton, Oregon in 2010. So this is a very, very special day.
It is, and I told some of you yesterday morning that I don't need you to love me. I just want to help you.
Oh, really? We
And
don't
I'm
want your
okay
help.
if you don't like me.
We don't
but
want
I
your
want to
help.
help you. So I'm going to challenge each and every one of you for a moment. Because in a world of distractions, it's very rare that we get this gift. I don't even know how this all happened. Actually, I do know.
You paid him.
That we get a father in the house to serve us when I believe we need it most.
Buddy, sir, you paid John Maxwell to come speak at your event. Do we not understand how like an exchange for goods and services happens? Look, love that, Albert. Hey, Heather, let me link Heather's channel. Heather is one of my favorite creators. Heather, you're going live today, right? The 21st? This is the tight shirt guy again. Yes, it is. He is the leader of his downline. He is the top tier person on his team.
So I'm going to challenge you. Reach down, grab your phone, push it to airplane mode. Do it. I
What?
dare you. In fact, I truth you. Airplane mode. You want it for photos? Keep it. I dare you to keep it on airplane mode till 12 o'clock. And allow yourself to just be loved on, heard, and served by a man that has been serving Tia and I for 13 years. If there was an over-under on how many times I've mentioned John Maxwell or the 5 levels of leadership, it would be probably around 150 to 200, and that's just each year. And I know each and every one of you have read. Sometimes we apply, Tia, and we read again, and we reapply the second time. And Tia, this is a big, big warning.
Odds, howdy.
Yeah, so stay in that seat. Don't drink as much water this next hour, so you don't have to get up. I know us Optavians are stay hydrated.
Is live chat? Let me know. Let me know in the live chat. Is it odd that they call themselves Optavians? It sounds, I don't know. It sounds twisty to me. Let me see if I can fix this. I know, I'm just like, I can't focus. Am I this slouched over? I am? Okay, you're just gonna have to deal with it. I'm just being my troll under the bridge today. Play.
But we love this man, and he has been a father figure from a distance, but to sit across the table yesterday was really special. And I know you're going to be blessed, awakened, and you're going to be able to go lead yourself in a new capacity so that you can serve people at a larger capacity. So let's get ready. Let's ring to the stage.
So with that said, roll video.
Oh, I'm just gonna interrupt what she's saying.
Commit yourself every day to personal growth, because growth matters.
Oh my God, we're gonna get slapped so hard. Okay, we don't need to hear this. Okay. We're live on YouTube right now, and we're just waiting for this to end so YouTube doesn't slap us.
Not what you get from it, but what you become by it.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome to the stage John Maxwell.
Okay. Do you think they paid for the CCLI to use these songs? Because I don't know if they did. Oh, John. Oh. Oh, we're going to get slapped hard.
Thank you. Thank you. Wow. I am so excited about today and being able to be with you. And thanks, Doug and Tia, and
you got paid like $20,000 to come
very kind
here.
Introduction to me. Wow.
Oh, that was just a replay. That was just an upload. I streamed the one this morning from Melaleuca, was from 2 days ago. I lost internet midway through, so I turned them private. I downloaded them, I combined them, I took out the technical difficulties, well, most of them, and then I re-uploaded it this morning. So then we're here.
We're going to have a good time.
He has
Let's
a great
get acquainted.
speaking voice, though.
My name is John, and I'm your friend. On the count of three, give me your name. 1, 2, 3. Nice to meet you. Margaret and I have been married for 53 years. We have 2 children. We have 5 grandchildren. Grandchildren are God's gift to you for not killing your children. I want to say I'm very excited about teaching, but I have to say thank you. I wasn't even here until yesterday evening. I had a great dinner with your leaders last night, but during the daytime, there were some of you that were leaders here, and they talked about my nonprofit organization, Equip, and you were so generous in giving money to our nonprofit organization.
Hi, Kirsten.
And I just want to say thank you. We teach values in countries around the world, and we have 23 presidents of countries that have invited us into their country to do small group tables with teaching values, and we've been in Paraguay, Guatemala, Costa Rica, Dominican Republic, Papua New Guinea. I'm getting ready to go to Panama. And over 10% of the country are now in these small groups. We have millions of kids that are learning values in the classroom, not before school, after school. It's in the curriculum. And now we're bringing those values to America, and we're getting a huge response. Let's say today is, I'm just counting the days. Wednesday I was with the governor of Oklahoma, and I sat down with their top legislatures, talked to them about
let's not do that.
curriculum, and they're getting ready to launch it in Oklahoma. We have several states. This is public schools, folks. This is public schools. Because what's
I don't think I gave the proper trigger warning. There's a trigger warning in the description. There's going to be religious manipulation in this. There's going to be fatphobia and eating disorders. There's going to be maybe some misinformation about this. John Maxwell is a Christian. He is a speaker. He's a motivational speaker, and the undertones he has are based in Christianity from what he says. And so he has this program where they are like trying to teach like morals and values that are maybe separate from religion. I'm not exactly sure, but if that is not your cup of tea, I understand. It's not only hard to listen to the food twistiness here, to pair it up and to mix it in with the religious manipulation. It might be a hard watch. We're going to take
a lot of breaks. We're going to do baby snack. We're going to have a good time with our breaks. We may even put our anxiety picture over the top. So hopefully, and if you haven't already licked the stream, we would love that too. So Stream Goat we will bring out so that it is not just a devastatingly sad Friday for you all.
Oh my God, play.
happened in our country is we've lost our way. We've lost our way values, and we have to get back to it. Because here's what we know. Because we've done this now in many countries. We've been doing this for over 10 years. When people learn good values and they live good values, they become more valuable. They become more valuable to themselves, more valuable to their family, more valuable to their...
No, you're valuable as you are. You're valuable as you are as a person because you are human. You're valuable not because of what you do for others. You are valuable just by existing. So, oh my God.
community, more valuable at work. And so it's a commitment to putting good values in the lives of people. I don't want to take any more time because this is your time and I want to serve you. I got a lesson I really want to teach. But I want to thank you for your incredible generosity yesterday in giving. And they said there's a QR code.
They all donated to give him a donation. Great. Oh, wait, no, is that for his organization?
And if they'll put it on the screen, if you were here yesterday and you would like to help us with our it's a nonprofit organization. I get no money. In fact, I give millions of dollars each year to it myself. But if you want to help us, you could just see the code and we'll thank you very much. But anyway, I want to say thank you for your kindness.
I love dark chocolate. Your
leaders are just absolutely ridiculously wonderful. Their heart for, I never asked to do any of this. They said, we would like to give to your nonprofit. We would love to be generous. And you have such great examples of generosity with your leaders. I want to just say one more thing about you and this incredible organization and the people that lead it. If I were wanting to start a career and I was kind of looking around on where do I start and who do I join, there would only be one question I would ask, and the question would be, let me see and know the leaders. Because everything rises and falls on leadership, and your company can only grow to the size of your leadership. So the first question I would ask is, let me see the leaders, because if the leaders are successful and if they're doing well, that means I can be successful and I can do well, because you could only rise to the level of leadership. And I want to say with 100% authenticity and commitment that I know the people that lead this organization, and you are incredibly fortunate to be part of an organization.
John Maxwell, have you seen how Doug and Tia have treated people who have left the team? And you are then saying blanketly that they are incredibly blessed to be led by Doug and Tia, and that the way that Doug and Tia have treated people who have left, it aligns with the Christian values that you say that you support and you stand by and that guide your life. You're saying that there is continuity there, sir? Come on. I just, you know, I would fully expect. And my dad, like my dad and my mom, they'll watch my stream sometimes and they'll say, look, what did you think about this? And what do you think about this? And how you said this? Do you think it could have been taken like this way or whatever? And we do have conversations about that. And we don't align on everything, but it's something to think about. It's something to think about. And then you're having this big leader on stage who has a lot of influence, that you're listening to him say that Doug and Tia have his stamp of approval, so that you are suddenly going to thought stop yourself and say, oh, well, my bad experience with Doug and Tia, that doesn't mean anything because John Maxwell said they're incredible. No.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Money does talk. Yep. Hey, Clary T. I just need Baby Snark. We're just going to press play and be Baby Snark maybe for the next few minutes.
Organization with the kind of leadership that you have. And it's just super. The sky is the limit. Honestly, the sky is the limit. And so I'm very excited about it. And so thank you for having me. Okay, we're friends now. My name's John. I'm your friend, and you're my friend. And so we're ready. Are you ready to rock and roll now? Let's go. Let's go. And I have 2 1-hour sessions with you, and I'm committed so much to giving you my very best. And so I was thinking about it, and I said to myself, if I only had 1 hour to give you, I would give you I would talk about what I'm going to talk about right now. I'm going to talk about what I call the power of 5, okay? What I'm about to teach you will change your life if you follow through. You do understand nothing changes your life if you do nothing.
That's not true. That's literally not true. Somebody could change your life for you in a very negative way. And you didn't, and that wasn't because you did anything. I just cannot.
There are a lot of people, they're just saying, oh, John, just give me this magic formula of success. I don't really want to do anything, but I want to be successful. Are you with me? I see this happen all the time, and that's not where we are. So, but I'm going to give you something. I'm going to give you something in this hour that will absolutely positively help you in your career. I will promise you that you're going to understand how to be successful more than you ever have before. And that's why I'm very, very excited about this.
I'm just going to take Baby Snark off for a second because if we use Baby Snark too much, we won't like Baby Snark as much. Let me ask you a question. What would make you a better person? Like, what does being successful do for people? Like, it doesn't make you a better person. It just means you have more money. And some people have a lot of money, and some people need more money just to live. When loved ones pass, your life changes. When loved ones pass, your life changes, and nothing you do caused that. Yep.
So I want you to look at the person you're sitting beside and say, this could change your life. Go ahead and tell them that.
Oh my God, I hate this.
This could change your life. Now, hold on.
Hold on, stop talking even though I just told you to talk.
I want you to look back at them and say, why do you think I brought you here? Huh? Hello? Hello? It's called the Power of Five. If you want,
And also, sometimes not having enough to feed your family or feed yourself or have safe housing or to be able to access medical care if you're in constant pain and you need medicine and you cannot get it, it also causes you to be, I'm not going to say grumpy, but like when you're in pain all the time and you don't have a safe place to sleep and you don't have enough food and you don't have access to clean water and it can also make you prickly, like a, prickly pear cactus. And so it's like, it's so much, I think live chat gets this. I'm not really explaining it well, but there's so much that makes our existence and who we are as people complex, incredibly complex. And so I don't know where I was going with that. I'm just, the way that we're hearing about fame and wealth and success at this conference is so twisty, and it doesn't reflect the complexity of societal issues. Not that every situation has to do that, but when you are saying that success and wealth in Optavia is the answer for all of your problems, that becomes an issue. And then when you put a big speaker like John Maxwell on stage and you have him adding validity to your multi-level marketing product, or not, some people don't like him, I get that, but in this crowd, everyone likes him. And so they're going to say, oh my gosh, look how incredible Doug and Tia are, and look how incredible and amazing our team is. And Optavia is that this guy would say yes to his very expensive fee to come speak at our conference. I'm sorry, I did not order this word salad with my dinner. I'd like to complain to the chef. Yes.
want to give it another name or another title, you can call it Everyday Essentials. Because the secret of your success and the secret of my success is determined by what we do daily. There's no magic. It's really quite simple to do and really quite simple to understand. To be honest with you, success is very achievable for people, and it's very reasonable. And what I'm going to do in the Power of Five, I'm going to talk to you about the 5 essentials. These are not 5 things that would be nice to do, or these are not 5 things that you probably should do.
Exactly,
These
Shadow.
are essentials. These 5 things will determine your success in this business. I promise you. And that's why I'm so excited to share with them. And the way that I'm going to teach them to you is I'm going to tell you just a brief story. If I had a tree in my backyard that I wanted to cut down,
Yep.
I look at that tree and say, the tree just needs to be cut down. There are 5 things I need to do to accomplish that task. Number 1, I have to know what I want to accomplish. Has to be real clear.
Have a good
What
night's
do I want
sleep.
to accomplish in this simple story? I want to cut the tree down. It's that simple. That's my goal. That's my objective. It's clear. I see it. It's simple. It's not difficult to understand. So number 1, I have to know what I want to accomplish. So if I go back in my backyard and I pick up an axe, okay,
Hey, Amy.
and I go over to that tree, okay, I go over to that tree and I swing that axe 5 times, just 5 times. And if I do that every day, eventually, what's going to happen to the tree? Eventually the tree will what? Eventually it will fall. If it's a big tree, it may take a few years. If it's a small tree, it may take a few months. I don't know. But if I every day go pick up the axe, go to the tree, swing 5 times every day. Eventually the tree's going to fall. You see, these essentials are, number one, I have to know what I want to accomplish. The goal has to be clear. I want to cut the tree down. Secondly, I have to have the right tool. Got to have the right resource.
I'm sorry.
What do I do? I pick up an axe. Why do I pick up an axe? Because an axe cuts wood. I don't go to my shed and pick up a baseball bat. And I don't go and take that baseball bat and swing 5 times at that tree. Because can I tell you something? Baseball bat's the wrong tool. The baseball bat won't cut wood. I can swing every day 5,000 times. The tree's never going to fall. Is it because I don't work hard? No, I work very hard. Is it because I lack sincerity? I'm very sincere. What's the problem? I've got the wrong tool. All of my life, I've helped people be successful by helping them find the right tool. In fact, somebody came to me the other day and said, John, you have become very successful helping people become very successful. And that's who I am, and that's what I do.
Oh, my God.
You see, the axe is the right tool. It'll cut wood. So I know what I want to accomplish. I pick up the right tool, the axe, and then the third thing I do.
Yeah, and this is a good point. Like a lot of MLMs speak, this is a relevant idea for day-to-day life, but not in the MLM world. And that's the problem, because they're tying the potential, like, that's good advice. Getting the right tool for the job is good advice. And they're saying, wow, that's solid advice. I'm going to say that doing this in my MLM is now going to be productive, and we're not going to look at the fact that most people in multi-level marketing don't make any money. And then they're going to listen to him and say, oh my gosh, the reason that I'm not making any money is because I haven't had the right tool this whole time. When in fact, you're stuck in a compensation model that most people have to lose so that the top people can win. Nikki, hello. Portree. Yeah, I mean, I live in a low-income area. The people with the least give the most.
Is I take action. I take the tool and go to the tree. Come on. 5 times.
We're all clapping now.
I'm swinging at that tree. 5 times I'm doing this. Now I'm taking action. Now why am I taking action?
Okay, can I say this? If you ever find yourself at a conference, I will tell you something that I do, and this is maybe me being rebellious. If the speaker is as good of a speaker as John Maxwell is, and I know we don't like what he's saying sometimes, but if he has he or she or they have a good voice, speaking voice, they're funny, they're getting you to participate, do not participate in the physical things that they're asking you to do, because it is going to allow you to take another additional step back and really listen to what the conference speakers are saying. And yes, you have a better chance at like a business convention to not get sucked into this type of stuff. But just do that and see what happens. Kara Chan, hello. Elaine, howdy. I know I know this is not the time that we normally do this. MLM is the baseball bat. Erica. Yes. How's if you're just joining us, this is John Maxwell. And this conference was put on just a few weeks ago in March, I think. And it's Swissy.
Because there is no success without action. No one ever thought their way to success. You always have to take action. In fact, the reason that many people are not successful is they don't take action. So I'm going to that tree and I'm swinging 5 times every day. Not 50 times, not 500, just 5 times. The fourth part of being successful is that you have to stay focused. What do I do every day? I go to the same tree. Same tree. Now, what would happen if on the second day I pick up the axe and I'm walking toward the tree and I look at another tree and I thought, you know what? That tree should be cut down too. So I go over there and the next day I pick up an axe and I'm walking over and I got the two trees. And I said, you know what? That third tree over there, that tree. Nothing's more pathetic than trying to see an old man dance.
Or, my dad's grandparents were immigrants, and they bought a house in an area that they paid off a little bit every time, and then because the market did well, then they gave their house to their daughter, not my grandmother, but her sister, and she lived there her whole life, and then she left that to my grandmother, and she ended up selling it for a lot of money. But it's not always a situation where it's generational wealth. That is probably most of the case, but there's also a coalescing, or like there's a coming together, a lining of the stars or whatever. Sometimes the market just does wild things, and something that was very modest in 50, 60, 70, 100 years ago, all of a sudden it's really like allows you to sell it to make money. And I feel nervous talking about this. Your clapping is killing me, sir. Chopping the tree to make more bats and access to chop more trees sounds like an MLM to me. Do that to me and I'm going to do something to you that also makes a clapping sound. Awful thing to say. I love it when old folks dance. Success is not easy when someone else is starting the race 5 steps forward and you are tied up in 5 meters behind the starting line. That's a great point, Helen. That's a great point. Caitlin, howdy.
I get distracted, I'm never going to cut the tree down. I'm just going to have a bunch of scarred trees in my backyard. I know people, their whole life is a...
How are you just going to have a bunch of scarred trees? If you hit every tree with 5 strokes, then they are all going to come down at the same time. Just because you are hitting one tree 5 times does not mean that you cannot hit two trees 5 times, or 3 or 4. And maybe at some point you get tired and that's when you stop. And as your body gets stronger, maybe then you can do 6 trees. If you are trying to clear your backyard to make it a lawn space, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if this logic, I understand what he's trying to say. I'll say it with crochet or knitting. Let's say that you have a huge project that you're working on. You can knit 1 row. Or you can do your stitches for 1 row a day, and all of a sudden at the end of the month, you have lots of projects completed. Are the trees recruits? I think it is income-producing activities, Nikki. So probably recruits. Or showing up on stories so you can show how fit and thin you are from your malnourishment with Optavia. And that is my opinion, not necessarily a reflection of the totality of someone's experience in Optavia.
About scarred trees. They never can stay focused. They're distracted. They're using up all kind of energy with the right kind of tool and having no success because they don't stay focused. Got to know what you want to accomplish. Got to have the right tool. You got to take action. You have to stay focused. Number 5, you have to be consistent. Did you notice there was one word continually in the story? Every day. Every day.
No time
Every
off.
day.
No time off.
Every day I pick up the axe, and every day go to the tree, and every day I swing 5 times, and every day I go to every day, every day, every day, every day, every day. Every
Stop
day.
it. Stop
every
it.
Day.
Stop
this
it.
This is called everyday essentials.
This is called NLP.
Not some days, not most days, not the days when I feel like it.
I was starving when I was doing MetaFast.
Trust me.
When I say starving, I was eating under 1,000 calories a day. I was eating about 800 calories a day on MetaFast. You get 5 meals, and they're basically awful tasting. And so I would get 5 of the same little, there was like these Parmesan puffs that tasted, edible. So I was like, I'll just get 5 of those a day, and then I'll eat my lean and green meal. And I was barely eating anything. And I did that for almost a year. And it just puts you in a very bad mental place, in my opinion. Like a temperature blanket, throw 1 row per day. Yes, Lynn. Work 24/7 is missing from its metaphor. Absolutely, Sam.
My name's John. I'm your friend. Consistency compounds. Consistency compounds.
The way that he is using his voice is a very expert level of certain techniques to drive certain points home. And I don't know, I still am learning some of this stuff. I'm not saying that I would be an expert at all, and I'm not an expert, but his tone, the modulation, the lowering, the repetition, they're all techniques for speakers.
Tyler Perry and I were having a discussion one day. And he was talking to me about, of course, he's an actor and he's a producer. And so he built a studio and he outgrew it. So he built another studio and he outgrew it. And he built a third studio and he outgrew it. And so
Hello.
he said, John, I got tired of building studios. And it was wearing me out. And I knew I needed to build a bigger studio because we weren't growing anymore because we had limitations, but I was just tired of building studios, so I said, I'm not going to build another studio. And he said, for 3 years, I didn't build another studio. And he said, really, I realized that I was hitting my potential. So finally, I built another studio, and I built a bigger one, and it's just, the company's growing and incredible. And so he's talking about that. And I said, Tyler, when we were finished the conversation, I said, do you know what you've been basically teaching, like you've been talking about building these studios? He said, no, what? I said, you keep building another one, and you kind of want to stop, but you don't stop, and you build another one. And I said, what you're teaching is that when you can afford to quit, you can't afford to quit.
Did he just say the quiet part out loud? Seriously? I'm going to keep this playing because I did get a coffee, so I will press play. I'll be right back.
Because consistency compounds. It's like money in the bank. It's like invested money. The longer you keep it in there, the higher the return. And sometimes people, they get right to the place where they're about to get a high return in their business, and they quit. Oh my, I'm 76. People look at me and say, John, when are you going to retire? I said, I'm not going to retire. Hello? I'm in the compounding time of my life. I'm compounding. I can't afford to quit. I mean, when you can afford to quit, you can't afford to quit. Listen, if you're really thinking about quitting, let me help you. My name's John. I'm your friend. Let me help you. If you're really thinking about quitting, quit the first day. The very first day. Just quit. You have nothing invested. There's no compounding the first day. You can leave and nobody will miss you. Just quit the first day. I mean, you got to know when to quit. Quit the first day.
Yep. Great point.
Not when you started working it and building it. And by the way, the problem is when people quit when they're really good in compounding, when they leave it, they have no clue what they left. Except they know that it was going to be bigger than they ever thought before. So,
Yeah, and I think Robert Fitzpatrick says it. I'm not, I don't like everything that Robert Fitzpatrick says, just like I'm sure some of y'all don't like some of the stuff I say. But one thing that I agree with that he says is that being in an MLM is like buying a lottery ticket for something that's been announced the week before. So like, there's never a chance. He says it better. You can go listen to what he says. I'm not giving you permission. If you want to hear the best way he said it, you should listen to what he says. I'm just digging myself a hole.
I've written 88 books, okay?
Holy crap.
Now, that's no big deal. Really, it's no big deal. If you've written 88 books, you just have to be old. If you're not old, you can't write 88 books. So look at me. Just say it's no big deal. He's just old and he's written 88 books. Okay, so big deal. No. But people will ask me, they'll say, now what is the secret? I mean, what's the secret? Everyone wants to know the secret. What's the secret of how did you write 88 books? I had a lady the other day said, you have written more books than I've read in my lifetime. How did you write 88 books? And I tell them, one word at a time. What do they think I do? Look at a book and say, be filled? And I write it with a 4-color pen on a legal pad. I don't even use a computer. You're looking at a Neanderthal man. Yeah, you don't know anybody as old as me. And I write it word for word.
I know not everyone likes him. He's a little bit. I'm like a little bit. I like that he's kind of making fun of himself. The self-deprecation is a little bit funny. I'm not going to eat those right now because my stomach is upset, so I'm just going to keep listening and drinking my coffee.
But you see, I know the 5 essentials.
He does mostly like personal development, character stuff. We read a lot of him when I was in Mary Kay back in 2014. It's a little jerky, and I think, and again, we have to all remember, if you like him as a person, or if you like what he's saying, he's probably funnier than what we're taking it as. So some of our bias and our skepticism and our unpacking what he's saying stops, I think, everyone in the chat probably from saying like, we're not laughing. You know, because he's saying stuff that's like inappropriate or like we don't agree with it. Does that make sense? I don't know.
Of writing.
I hate saying that. Does that make
Every
sense? I'm
day.
sorry.
Every day I do 5 things. Every day I read. Every day I think. Every day I file. Every day I ask questions. Every day I write. Every day I read. Every day I think. Every day I file, every day I ask questions, every day I write, every day I read, every day I think, every day I file, every day I ask questions, every day I write, every day I read, every day I think, every day I file, every day I ask questions, every day I write, every day I read, every day I think, every day I ask questions, every day. Yes, yeah. And somebody will say, now, John, excuse me, I'm sorry. What do you
Bing,
mean
bing, bing. Yep.
by every day?
No, I'm just trying to say, like, some people do like him, and I'm glad that we're being skeptical and critical and breaking down what he's saying in person, and I appreciate live chat, like, adding so much to the conversation. I guess we should need to do a separate stream, but I was thinking about bias because I was thinking about on some of my posts, I have comments limited, meaning like held for review. And there's people asking like, why are you talking about privilege? Why are you talking about why are you talking about racism? Why are you talking about anti-Semitism? Stuff like that. And I don't post those because we don't need to. But I was thinking about it because it's not necessarily that and bias keeps us safe. Like, not in every situation, but because some of our biases are like crossing the street can be dangerous, look both ways. That is like something that you decide in your head. So when you're you're unlearning some stuff like with racism or anti-Semitism or bigotry or fetishization, as you learn it, you get to hold it up against your bias and say, is this bias that I've decided incorrect? So it doesn't mean that you're going to change your thinking immediately, but it helps you to actively not choose to participate in a bias, if that makes sense. And so I think sometimes our bias is like saying yes to any leader without critically thinking is dangerous. And if we know that some people really like him, really like John Maxwell, they're not going to process through and think through some of the stuff. They're just going to think some of it's funny. I don't know. This isn't the conversation for this stream, but I was just thinking about that.
What I mean by every day is, thank you.
Yeah. And I'm not saying you got to like him. I'm just saying, like, people like him. So, if we're going to have if we're going to actually have meaningful conversations with people who are in the crowd, who like Optavia, who are sold out to Doug and Tia, and this idea that this is the way, as the Mandalorian says it, that we have to understand that they've already pre-decided in their minds about stuff, and that it's not even at that point something that they are going to like want to process through and logic through, because their biases and their structure in their mind is already set. Kind of like, we know that touching a stove while it's on is dangerous, and we're not going to do it because it's hot. And so yes, and so a better word, I don't think bias should be a dirty word. I wish people would stop alleging a lack of bias when they really mean they're presenting multiple sides. Everything is biased. Yes. So I think I was just like thinking about that because, well, I was just thinking about that because of some of the comments I've been getting and just thinking through it. It's like, and as you're learning, and you're learning new stuff about like the roots of QAnon, how they are rooted in anti-Semitism. And you could say, well, I am not prejudiced against Jewish people. And when you look into the history of it and you look into the papers and the references, it's like, holy shit. And so then you have to take a step back. And I'm not trying to get political or anything. I'm trying to say that when you learn better, you can do better. And then you can recreate some of the infrastructure with some of the biases in your mind with better information that's rooted in like more truthful or other things that can be tested and stand up to consistent testing. Why are we talking about this? I don't know. Let's listen to John Maxwell.
You are a great crowd. You got this every day. Every day. Hey, when do I do the 5 essentials? Every day, yes. So, John, what do you do on your birthday? On my birthday, I read, think, file, ask questions right. What do you do at Christmas? I read, think, file, ask questions right. What do you do when you're on vacation? Read, think, file, ask questions right. What do you do when you're sick? Read, think, file, ask questions right. Read, think, file, ask questions right. Read, think, file, ask questions right. Now, why do I do it every day?
Point.
I do it every day because it's essential. That's how you write books.
And that's, again, because we have unconscious biases about things. I'm sorry, I cannot get off this train. Because we do have unconscious biases about things, some of those intentional biases that we build because of different interactions, sometimes we feel like that they are with our unconscious ones, the ones that, yeah, some of the unconscious ones are bad, but some of the unconscious ones keep us safe, like with traffic or with other things that I can't think of right now because I'm nervous. And I'm not trying to burn my channel down, but yes, Helen is bringing all the good points. Helen, yes, I read a quote that your first thought reaction is what you've been taught, and the second thought reaction is what you actually believe. If anyone wants to talk about conspiracy stuff or has questions, I've been paying attention like before. Okay, I would love to have a conspiracy stream, Kate, and like break down stuff.
It's my 5. And in your business, you have 5. You don't have 6. You don't have 4. You've got 5.
You know, Rainey Cannon, and I think that I don't think I'm in John Maxwell's league. I do read, I listen to audiobooks, but, I mean, I'd say that's separate, but I don't think that it's separate because some people have a hard time reading, and like me, and listening to something can change people's lives. He is a dang good manipulative speaker. I think so too.
And I know what those 5 are. I do. And because we're friends, I'm going to give them to you. These are the 5. If you do these 5 things, your business is going to be huge. It's going to explode. The next time I come back, you're going to have dinner with me. You just got 5. 5. And I'm going to give them to you. Are you ready? The 5 things that you need to do every day, and I'm going to give them to you, and then I'm going to take a moment and talk about at least 3 of them. I don't know if I have time for 5 of them, but let's just see how far I can go. The 5 things that are essential to your business, number 1 is growth. You have to personally grow and develop yourself. Number 2 is the ability to connect with people. It's about relationships. This is a people game. Number 3 is mindset. You have to have the right mindset. You have to think right to get the right results.
Oh my God,
Number
no
4
way.
is about leadership, because everything rises and falls.
And this is something I absolutely do not agree with. I agree with parts of it about thinking about stuff, but they take the mental whatever toughness to the next level when they don't realize the power of having a good teacher in your life. If you're learning how to do something, and the skills that you can use in a situation that maybe is different than anything you've encountered before, and because a teacher helped you get what you need to in your job situation or in your personal life and how you're interacting in public, or your therapist, a good teacher can dynamically change your life. And it's not just be mentally tough and have the right way to think about this. No, it's an if then. And if you have a hard time figuring out, well, if this situation comes up, what do I do next? Oh, okay, well, and it's different in any situation. When I was a manager of a store and we were talking to the cashiers about how do we interact with customers and what are some skills that are going to set you up for success, being accurate, because we had to type up everything, is important. Stop talking to your friend when the customer comes up to the counter. Look them in the eye and greet them and ask them, how was your experience in the store? Or greet them like you're happy to see them, and give them some tools that they can practice and work on, and give them if then. If this comes up, then do this. Because some people don't have those natural responses, or natural oh, I need to do this if this is happening. And so you get to teach them, and it's not anything like, they're not less of a person or less of an employee or a worse employee because some people need help with that. And it's not just mentality. It's not just mentality. Yes, some of our bias is protective. And I think what I was badly trying to say is that we mix up the bias that keeps us protected with a bias that we form ourselves that's not protective, and that's when it gets twisty. So that is where education is important, so that we can not let the bias continue to run free in our mind. Bye, Kara-chan. Thanks for hanging out. Nip-nap123, howdy. It's very and if you're listening to it and you're feeling uncomfortable, hop out. I think that some people may find his message uncomfortable, the way that he's using his the tone in his voice, modulating his pitch, repeating his words. It is a type of technique that speakers use. It falls into the neurolinguistic programming category. Well, that's why we're taking lots of breaks, or that's why I'm taking lots of breaks, so we can talk through some of this stuff and go on some tangents. So,
on leadership, and number 5.
Hi, Nikki.
Is significance.
I hope you have a great
Significance
date.
is living beyond yourself for others. Those are the 5 things that if you can do in this business. Now, by the way, these are everyday essentials. Every day. Every day you need to grow. Every day you need to connect. Every day you need to think correctly. Every day you need to lead. And every day you need to live for significance. Now, you got the 5? Now, let's just go through them as quickly as we can. I gave you the 5 because I may run out of time. So you've got the 5, okay?
Yeah, and Eloise said bias can be positive or negative, protective or disruptive. And I think that's where some of the pushback can come from. If we're saying there's if there is an unconscious bias, can I identify it? How would I identify it? I learn how it shows up in everyday life, in systematic things, and even if I have never, like, for racism or bigotry or fetishization or anti-Semitism or some type of prejudice, we learn about it. Not that we can learn everything about it, but it is also a speed bump for our bias to say, does this need to change? Or I can identify it so that I don't get caught up in going through the motions of my bias doing what it maybe has done. And if it's not you, great. It's a win either way. You learn about it so you can stop yourself from doing it, or you can learn about it and say, oh my gosh, I don't do that, and I also speak up when I see it.
Okay, so before I teach the 5 now, look at your neighbor.
Awesome,
and
that's
say to
incredible,
them,
Rivka.
Even you can do this.
Yeah. Yep, for sure. Very.
Number 1, let's talk about personal growth, okay? You probably have this book, but if you don't have it, the book you need to get that'll really help you in this area are the 15 Laws of Growth. The 15 Laws of Growth. It's the Bible on personal development and on personal growth. If you were sitting here at the table and you had a chair on the other side, and you would say to me, John, what is your secret sauce? I would tell you. For 50 plus years now, I have intentionally, personally grown and developed myself every day. And I learned it from my father, who was a great man. In fact, I'm going to give you a thought. I'm going to tell you a quick story because it's worth it, because this will change the life of your children and your grandchildren. My father never paid us an allowance to do chores. A lot of kids, they get paid, do the chores, clean the basement, take out the garbage, whatever. All of my friends got an allowance to do chores, but I didn't. So one day I sat down and talked to my dad. I said, Dad, all of my friends get an allowance for doing chores except me, and I just think it would be a good idea for you to maybe give me an allowance for doing chores. And he looked at me and said, son, it's a terrible idea. I said, well, why is it terrible, Dad? He said, because you do chores because you're part of a family. And I don't pay you to be part of the family. In fact, let me explain it to you, son. By the time you were born, you already owed your mother for 9 months of room and board. So shut up and take out the garbage. You're not getting paid to take out the garbage. I don't pay you to take out. In fact, he said, why would I pay you to take out the garbage unless I wanted you to grow up and be a garbage man?
Oh, what an asshole. If you are part of the sanitation industry, thank you. It is a hard job. I put my money where my values are. Shut up. In therapy, we considered that copying ways that were protective at one point were later inhibiting me. Compared to a cast on a broken leg, vital at one time, but one leg better, it is a problem. Great insight, Helen. Sanitation workers are so important. And they're not just important because, oh my gosh, trash. They're important for the health of society. So the way that a lot of people in multi-level marketing and this speaker just degrade people who work incredibly hard jobs is hard to continue to run up against. And yes, garbage people do make good money. So sanitation workers, yep. Blue collar jobs are what makes the world run. If there was no one to fix the roads, there would be no roads.
My money where my values are.
Okay. Yep,
So
dip
how do
out.
we get our...
Do not let this guy slime you for the weekend. We're debunking it because we've got access to it, and this is one of the first like behind the scenes type of talk I've seen him do. So it's a lot. Take care of your mental health.
allowance. He paid us to read books. And he picked the books out. And we were required to read 30 minutes a day. And every evening at dinner, the discussion was what we were reading. So when I was in the 7th grade, he put in my hands the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. By the time I graduated from high school, I had read that book every year for 6 years, taken 2 Dale Carnegie courses. By the way, if my brother who is older than me or my sister that's younger than me were here, they would tell you, all three, pretty successful. My brother was a millionaire by the time he graduated from college. My sister, by the time she was 27, was running a hospital. By the time I was 29, I had the 10th largest nonprofit organization in America. All three of us would tell you the greatest gift our parents gave us was putting good books in our hands.
But what are we doing with that knowledge and that information? How are we impacting people for good? And we say this, like, when you have a management team and they are booking and hiring you out for jobs, it is something to say, look, what is this organization associated with? What do they do? How do they impact people? And for my money, the negative experiences that occur from multi-level marketing, not because of people's weak mindset, but because of the twistiness that happens because the relational ties between in the recruiting process and the proximity of the person who you enrolled under stays in your life, and all that stuff. If you want to get out, you can't, or you don't feel like you can because of the relationship that you developed with the person, and you don't want to give up a friendship, or you just want to keep trying to make it work because John Maxwell said, just do your income producing activities 5 times a day consistently for the rest of your life, and just eventually you'll make it work. I feel like I'm being talked to by an old teacher who's lost their inspiration and will to teach. Yeah, I want Heather to look at I'm going to drop Heather's channel in the chat. Maybe Heather can look at him because Heather is so calming and articulate and logical. I feel like she would just do this in a much more chronologically effective way. Oh my God, Julie Joe. What? Thank you. Thank you, Julie Joe. That's so kind of you. Julie Joe has a master's in theology, and she just graduated to be to work in ultrasound. And she has, and I'm going to drop Julie Joe's link here, but Julie Joe also debunks all of the fluffery that people do in multi-level marketing, but the religious side, she's incredible. So let me just, Julie Joe. I just dropped her channel. Thank you, Julie Joe. You did not have to do that, but thank you very much. Hopefully, Julie Joe's channel will come up. Nightbot. Don't be an asshole. Yes. I'm going to pretend like you don't already know who Julie Joe is and say go sub. I'm sure all of y'all already subbed to her, but that is her channel in the chat.
Life-changing. Life-changing.
Heather, I would love for you to cover.
In fact, so life-changing. By the way, whatever my father would pay for the book is what he'd pay us to read it. And every month, another book, another book. I was flying to São Paulo, Brazil, a couple of years ago, and I was reading Success Magazine, and in it they had...
and again, let me make this clear. YouTube pays me, when I say they pay me, AdSense. I do turn on ads for my videos because I did... YouTube pays me, so... Please do not ever feel bad if you cannot give a super chat. Watching the videos, liking it, leaving a comment. But more than that, I have loved streaming from day one of doing YouTube and getting to talk with incredible people and talk out these ideas with the live chat is one of my favorite things to do. Having conversations, doing my best to navigate this and try to make it a safe place to have conversations. That's what I like doing. Super chats are like the cherry on top of an already delicious sundae, if that makes sense. So don't feel bad or ever pressured. Enjoying the stream is great. So please don't feel bad.
25 most important books to read if you want to be successful in life. I thought, what an interesting article. And so I started going through the books, and it would have the book title, and it had maybe 3 or 4 paragraphs on the book, and then the next book. And it was an article on the 25 most important books to read. And when I finished reading the article, I said, well, I read most of these before I graduated from high school. So I went back and counted them. 29 of the 25 books I had already read by the time I was out of high school. The reason I hadn't read the other 6, they hadn't been written yet. One of them was mine.
What is he doing?
So I paid my children to read books. And I paid my grandchildren to read books. And I put them in their hands. And it's ridiculous, and it's absolutely life-changing. When I started out...
we, and this is not everyone's case, I know everyone doesn't have good parents, or plural, they have maybe, and having one is not less than having 2. I feel like sometimes being a single parent could be harder. And I have so much respect for all of y'all who are out there doing your best to advocate for your kids. The way that he's talking about this is so twisty. And I grew up with my dad reading to us every night, and he would read us books he liked to read, like Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit and Watership Down and just other types of books, and we read every night. Not everyone has that luxury. Some parents have jobs that are 48-hour shifts. Some kids don't have parents at all. I think reading is a gift, but it is also not everyone has access to books. Kate's Crossing, howdy. Hey, sweet goth, how are you? I would think he was trying a footballer's dance. Oh. See, context. I had no idea. Just jumping on, this guy gives me the absolute ickiest of vibes. It's been twisty. It's been a twisty hot mess. Unholy crap. This is from Friday's session. So this is the 3rd hour. And then we're going to do the... Clown Town and I are doing the kids session on Sunday. So that's going to be hard.
I wasn't fortunate like you. I was not in an organization that was conducive for personal growth. I was in a very flat, non-growing, non-progressive organization. In fact, their idea of progress...
Sorry, if y'all don't follow Kate's Crossing, I like gaming channels, and I actually had just subbed to Kate last week, I think, or the week before. Here's their channel. If you like gaming channels and cozy, like chill stuff, if you need like a breath of relaxation after the stress of this video, head on over there. It's a whole good moment. Yeah. It's going to be awful. We're going to take lots of breaks. Yes, and Jessica is the academic stability to our friendship. She is the researching guru of amazingness.
Progress is moving backwards slowly.
Sorry,
And
I'm
as a
feeling
young
queasy.
kid,
That's why I'm
I'm talking
stopping
about
when
in my
talking.
20s, I realized that I was going to have to learn how to develop a growth environment for me. And how was I going to do that? And I sat down when I was 25, and I put, a growth environment is a place where, and I started to write down, what's a growth environment look like? A growth environment is a place where, number one, people are ahead of me. That I'm constantly around other people that are bigger, faster, smarter, more successful than me. Life-changing. Life-changing. I keep myself in a growth environment where people are always bigger, better than faster than me. Every month for 40 years, every month, I have a lunch. I call it a learning lunch. And I take somebody to lunch that's bigger, better, faster, smarter, more successful than me, and I buy their lunch. I don't even eat lunch. I just get out my iPhone, and I ask 7 questions, and I just fill in the answers, and I learn. I have these learning sessions. This afternoon, I'm going to talk to you about how to get a return on failure.
Hi, Sina.
And I'll go back to the learning lunches, but I'm just here to say to you, you have to put yourself in a place where the people around you are better than you. In fact, let me just say it this way. If you're at the head of the class, you're in the wrong class.
No, you're
You
not.
need to get out of that class.
No, you're not. The thinking like this makes it seem like you're going to be stuck if you're in the wrong place. And I will tell you this, as someone... There's nothing that is going to hold you back about the people that you are hanging around unless, and I say this very carefully, if you're an impressionable person and it's hard for you to stand up for yourself and the people that you are hanging around are doing something that violates your boundaries or potentially violates the law and that you can end up getting in trouble and you have a hard time saying no, that could be an opportunity where that association might be detrimental for you. That's one of the only, and I say this from, he's talking about academic, job, friends, whatever. You're talking about people like their job or their intelligence or their money make them better than other people. And I would say the number one thing for me, and I'm saying this as someone who is absolutely not perfect, and I made a big error myself during the sip and snark yesterday when I was being an asshole and I commented on Carl's shirt. And that's not a big deal for anybody else. It's a big deal for me because I don't like commenting on people's clothes. And I compromised. And I'm ashamed of that. All I can do is apologize and try not to do it again. And that might be laughable for some people watching this because I do commentary. I try to do commentary on behavior only. And I hate when I make the mistake and choose to not have my standards and stay strong for my core values. How do we treat people? Or how do I treat people? And that is more important to me than what you do for a living, or if you're able-bodied or not, or what kind of car you drive, or if you are unhoused or housed, or whatever these defining factors are for people like John Maxwell and Doug and Tia Wood. Because I can tell you, it's hard running into people like John Maxwell, who say Doug and Tia are incredible leaders and they are amazing and you don't know what you have by having them as your leaders. And then to hear how they've treated people, it's a no. Hey, around the world.
As quickly as possible. I never allow myself to not be around people bigger, better, and faster than me. I had a breakfast this morning with two gentlemen, bigger, better, faster, smarter, more successful than me. Right here in Phoenix. I called them up this week. I said, I'm going to be in Phoenix, and I'd like to take you to breakfast, like to ask some questions, like to learn from you. Yes. So I had breakfast this morning with Jimmy Walker and Harvey McKay. Let me say, two top networkers in America par excellence. When those two guys go to heaven,
Jimmy, Harper, and who? McKay?
smarter, more successful than me. Right here in Phoenix. I called him up this week. I said, I'm going to be in Phoenix, and I'd like to take you to breakfast, like to ask some questions, like to learn from you. Yes. So I had breakfast this morning with Jimmy Walker and Harvey McKay.
Jimmy Walker and Harvey McKay. Jimmy Walker is multilevel marketing. James Walker network marketing professional, CTFO. Okay, so I don't know who this guy is. Okay, Harvey McKay. Harvey McKay is an American businessman, author, and syndicated columnist. Wait, is this the right guy? Harvey McKay, network marketer. Your network is your net worth. Harvey McKay Academy. Oh my gosh, Heather. I'm dropping something in the chat for you, Heather.
Let me say, two top networkers in America par excellence. When those two guys go to heaven, God's going to call them over and say, Harvey, Jimmy. Now, who are those people over there? They're incredible networkers. And we had an hour and a half lunch. It was so much fun. It was so life-changing. I learned so much. Every month, I'm hanging with people bigger, better, faster, smarter than me.
Thanks, Caitlin.
You don't want to be number one. You don't want to be the head of the class.
Absolutely, Cena.
Get out of that class. When you're the head of the class, you stop stretching, you stop growing, you start telling everybody else how good you are. That's pathetic.
Heather, I know you're working your real job right now. There's a link to HarveyMackayAcademy.com. I know you debunk trainings like this, and apparently he's a top network marketer in the world. So, or I don't know, maybe not bigger than Jesse Lee Ward, but what do we know? Does Ray talk about Harvey? I feel like he has. Maybe he has. So it's in there for you in the chat. Julie, howdy. Yes, stay and join us and hang out with us. Heather, I'm also going to email you. Okay.
Because you're not that good. And what I learned in this personal growth environment that I'm talking to you about, what I learned was that the only guarantee that I have that tomorrow is going to be better than today is that I'm growing today. It's the only guarantee. So I'm always learning, I'm always listening, I'm always asking questions. I wrote a book a few years ago called Good Leaders Ask Great Questions. It's a life-changing book. In that book, I tell you questions you need to ask yourself, questions you need to ask your team, questions you need to ask your friends, I'm always asking questions. Great questions give you great answers. I'm always amazed when I'm with people and they don't ask me questions. I look at them and I say, really? I'm here. Got a wealth of knowledge.
It has been the vibe the whole time. Mostly that he has all of these special, specific skills that have made him and his siblings the most successful that they could be. And success for him has been also either making a lot of money or being in charge of really big organizations at a very young age. And if you can pick up on his skills that he is going to teach you, then all the people in the audience, the Optavians, are going to be able to all be successful.
Trust me.
Yep, 88 books.
And they don't ask me any questions. Now, I sat down with your leaders for dinner last night, and they drove me crazy. I thought, can I ever shut them up? They're lining up asking questions. This question, they're interrupting each other. It's my turn. What's your no? It's my turn. I had my hand up first. I thought, dear Lord. Let me describe your leaders. Incredibly hungry.
That's because they're not eating enough with Optavia.
Get better. That's the kind of leaders you want in your organization. Hungry. Tell me more. I still have mentors. I love these people who say, well, I used to have mentors. I look at them and say, what happened? What do you mean you used to have mentors? You used to have, there was a time I used to have mentors. Like all of a sudden you got good? Let me tell you something, you're not that good. I just get amazed at people that kind of flatten out and get satisfied.
What's wrong with being satisfied with your life and having time with your family, and you can make your mortgage payment and pay for groceries? And if you can get medical care, what's wrong with that? Why isn't someone teaching, be self-aware so you can figure out what you want? And does what you want in life harm other people? If not, go ahead. Hey, Eclectic Mima, how are you?
Well, I was in my 20s and I heard Earl Nightingale say that if you'll spend 1 hour a day, every day, essentials, 1 hour a day, every day, on one subject, studying that subject, practicing that subject, learning that subject. If you'll spend 1 hour a day, every day, on one subject, in 5 years, you can become an expert on that subject. And when I heard Earl Nightingale say that, I said, I want to become an expert on leadership. Because I was already just thrilled with the possibilities of learning to lead. So for 5 years, every day, I did an hour on leadership.
Charlie said, John, they're not hungry. They're literally starving. Charlie, I love your comments.
And Errol Nightingale said 5 years I'd be an expert, and so I got that. So I wanted to be an expert on leadership, so I'm like Cape Canaveral. I'm in a countdown mode. 5, 4, 3. And in the middle of the third year, I quit asking the question, how long will it take? Because I kept saying, well, how long will it take? How long is this going to take? I'm doing this an hour every day. How long is this going to take? And Earl Nightingale said 5 years. How long will it take? How long? Well, how long is this going? 5, 4, 3. About right here, I quit asking the question, how long will it take? And the reason I quit asking the question, how long will it take, is about in the middle of that 5-year period, change began to happen within me. And I was learning leadership skills, and people were starting to listen, and people were starting to follow, and I was starting to build teams, and all of a sudden, all that work was beginning to pay off and show up.
Cool.
Remember this, your work has to be stored up before it shows up. So don't go for this quick, easy fix stuff.
Here's the twisty part. They're going to be listening to this and listen to him just sticking it out with his whatever learning he was doing, and they are going to translate that to their experience in Optavia, and they are going to say, I just have to keep ordering the food and showing up to Zooms and doing what Doug and Tia say, and eventually it will happen, because look what happened to John Maxwell and what he explained. And it's like, it's not comparable, because what's involved with you in Optavia that's different than what John Maxwell's doing. It costs a bunch of money to be in Optavia. It costs a lot of time. Natasha, hello. I'm late and lurking in the bushes. We love that. If you're lurking, craft, do some fun stuff. Try to fall asleep or do what you need to do. Drink something warm. I'm drinking a coffee, which maybe was a bad decision, but I love the taste of it. I'm not saying that there aren't people who can process through and think through things, but and be able to say, okay, this doesn't apply to me. I'm not saying that those people aren't out there. I'm saying that these people paid a lot of money to show up at this event in Level Up with Doug and Tia Wood, and that Doug and Tia paid John Maxwell's speaking fee to bring him in to motivate the people who are the right target market for Doug and Tia, because who's going to pay hundreds of dollars to come and fly to this event? The people who are receptive and want to do whatever they can to be successful in Optavia. And so they're saying Doug and Tia would only let people who are motivating and telling me specific things that I can do in Optavia, and John Maxwell's it, and listen to what his story is and how he persevered, and I can persevere in Optavia too. I'll get another job so I can afford the fuelings. I will show up to every Zoom call. I'll do all of this stuff. It's a National Tea Day, and I'm brewing up all day long. I was born for this day. I love that. Oh, Champy's sleeping right next to me.
It has to be stored up, and then it shows up. And I'm practicing 1 hour every day. I'm asking questions every day. I'm talking to leaders every day. I'm watching leaders every day. How long will it take? I'm storing it up. I'm storing it up. I'm storing it up. I'm storing it up. About halfway through that 5 years, it starts showing up.
Holy shit.
And all of a sudden, I'm leading.
Jessica said, I just found Brittany Anderson from The Empire, Jesse Lee Ward's direct downline, in a Pure Romances consultant's comments today. That was fast. Holy moly.
And all of a sudden, I'm getting good. And the moment that I started growing and sensing the growth, the moment the growth started showing up, I quit asking the question, how long will it take? I quit being Mr. Cape Canaveral. And I started asking the question, how far can I go? How far can I go? And let me just say this. I don't know that answer.
Hi,
I
DM.
don't know. For 50 years, I've been asking myself, well, how far can I go? How successful can I be?
Thank you.
How many lives can I change?
We're going to listen to Amber's Lick the Stream.
Lick the stream.
This is from where's our stream goat? You know, we're just going to take a stream goat break. The stream goat thanks you for licking the stream. And yes, all tea counts. Having 1 hour every day is not something everyone has. We may all have the same 24 hours, but different things we must do in different times to do the same tasks. Yep.
How many people can I add value to? I don't know. I'm 76. I don't know. I'm still on the journey. I'm still growing. I'm still learning. I'm still stretching. I'm still running. How far? I don't know. I don't know. My father, who was an incredible man and leader, just passed away 2 years ago at 98. We were having lunch at 90. He was 95. We're having lunch.
Okay, let me ask you a question. This is a selfish question. Is doing the fun little like lick the stream with the stream goat a more fun way to like have it occasionally come up with like lick the stream? Is that more like, I don't know. I'm trying to find the balance because I don't want to have a bunch of like commentary. For me personally, for my channel, this is just for my channel. I'm not saying anything else about anybody else's stream. I'm just trying to make it fun. The lick the stream one is my favorite sound. So cute. Thank you. Yeah, it's Amber's kid, DJ. I'm just trying to find fun ways that it's like, baby animal, this is so much fun. Like, I don't know. I'm just trying not to be annoying as hell. Is he getting emotional? I'm listening to all of a sudden tone changes and I'm confused. He might be getting emotional. I think that he's just a very skilled speaker.
He says, John, look at me. Whenever Dad said, look at me, I knew it was important. I looked at him, he said, look at me, son, look at me. He's 95. He's 95. He said, look at me, son. I look at him. He said, I've been thinking, I've been praying. I honestly think my best years are still ahead of me. He's 95. 95. I still think my best years are ahead of me. I know people 25 who can't say that.
Yeah, chronic pain might do that for you. Devastating losses and losing people you love might change your perspective about thinking that your best years are ahead. Yes, Charlie, coffee. Let's go. I'm not trying to cry.
Now, how can he say that? Because he's still growing. He's still learning.
Thanks, guys.
There are several books I'm yet to write. I've written 88, but I have at least 14 to write. I mean, I've got a whole list, and each book kind of raises a hand. Potential book says, write me next, write me next, write me next. And so one of the books I'm going to write is going to be entitled, Is There a Finish Line? Because for many people, there is. There are a lot of people, they say, when I get to a certain age, I'm going to stop. I'm going to retire. When I make so much money, I'm going to retire. When I get to a certain status, I'm going to stop. And see, they have what I call self-imposed finish lines. Let me explain this to you. My name's John. I'm your friend. Let me explain this to you. If you have a self-imposed finish line, when you cross it, you're finished.
I'm sorry, Jessica. Yeah.
What part of that do you not understand? It's over, baby. It's over. I know some people that they're living, but they should be officially dead by now. I don't know. I don't have a finish line. That's why I'm still.
Aaron said, yep, I'm about to find out officially that my chronic pain will just keep getting worse for the rest of my life, and I'm only 30. I already struggle to wash dishes. He's maddening. I'm sorry, Aaron. If anyone asks, you don't see me here, okay, Karina? I've gulped about a liter of iced coffee today. I think I'd better do the water route. I do have a lid on my cup, though, Lynn. I might just put a bit of Bailey's in. Do it, Charlie. Aaron, I'm 45 and I've been suffering with chronic pain since my 20s. It sucks. I'm sorry, Eloise. Life is not fair.
Stretching. That's why I'm still growing. That's still why I'm still excited. So what you need to do is you need to be absolutely in love with growth and personal development, because the greater you become, the greater you enable others to become. People can only grow to the size of you. So you have to determine. I'm still mentoring. I'm still fathering. I'm still absolutely in love
Thanks,
with what
Igor.
people say, okay, well, John, why are you here today? Why am I here today? Because I'm getting to invest in you. And people say, well, now wait a minute, John. Can't you retire? Well, sure I can retire. Are you okay financially? Of course I'm okay financially. I mean, I've sold 36 million books.
Yeah, I've got a shit ton of money. I can stop working at any time.
Do the math.
Do the math, you poor little peasant.
How stupid are we today, huh? Are we really going to be stupid? Of course I flew my plane out here. I've got 2 homes. I live on golf courses. I got all kind of, but listen, can I tell you something? There has to be something greater in my day than what is my tea time. There has to be something greater in my day. Besides, when you make a bunch of money, then you get to really start doing some great things. You can give it.
Make a bunch of money first, because you can't really do good stuff unless you have money. Okay, John. How biblical of you.
Away. That's life change. I give millions of dollars away every year.
Thanks, Kate.
So I say, how do you give millions of dollars away every year? You have to make millions of dollars.
That's awesome, Jenny.
Are we okay? Are you able to stay with me? Remember, I'm a communicator, not an educator. An educator takes something simple and makes it complicated.
I know every time I say I'm sorry, everyone's like, it's not your fault. I just feel a lot of empathy for y'all.
If you understand it, they're not happy. And a communicator takes things complicated and makes it simple. I'm John. I'm your friend. Personal growth. It's an everyday essential. It's not an option. It's not an option. And by the way, you say, well, I think I won't grow for a while. Don't worry, it'll show up. We'll see you pretty soon as we pass you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So let's go to the second one for a moment. Connections matter. This is all about relationships. You're in the people business. Wow.
I hate Optavia so
You're in the
much.
people business. People won't go along with you if they can't get along with you. You're in the people business. I don't know. You say, well, I didn't think that was my business. That's your business. You're in the people business. You're in the business to connect with you. I know, Come on, you're either a plus in life with people or you're a minus.
That's
I can
not
teach
true.
you relationships in 5 minutes. It's not complicated. You're either adding value to people as a plus or you're taking value from people and you're a minus.
That's just not true. I have nothing to add to my parents right now because they're having to take care of me. So, by his definition, I'm a minus on their life. And they still love me and they're still able to help me. It's just an awful way to reduce people. I'm not trying to put people off because I'm crying. I know that that's not fun to... I'm not trying to lose it on purpose. It's just hard to listen to him. I'm going to let it play so I can calm down.
You're either a joy to be around people or you're a drag. How complicated is this? And if you're going to be a plus, you have to be intentional. And you have to be intentional because we're naturally selfish. This is huge. Naturally, we're selfish. Every day we want people to do something for us. We've got to completely turn it around. You see, the success of my day is not determined by the harvest I reap. The success of my day is determined by the seeds I sow. I'm a seed sower. Every day I'm sowing seeds, sowing seeds. I'm sowing seeds today. I'm sowing seeds. I'm sowing seeds. Every day I'm sowing seeds. I don't need to worry about the harvest. Harvest is automatic. Seed sowing isn't. Most people wake up and they say, wonder what I'm going to receive today. They're a harvest person. I say, you're going to receive absolutely nothing because you haven't put anything in the ground. You've got to invest first. And by the way, the problem is when we put something in the ground, we don't see it for a while. Again, remember, growth is stored before it's shown. And so you've got to be a plus in people's life. You've got to say, every day I've got to add value. Every one of us in this room know what it's like to hang around a person that's a minus. How many of you know at least one person that just sucks energy?
Reed, I hope you have a good rest of your day at
life.
work.
Come on. Yeah, sure.
Thanks so much for hanging out for a
How
bit.
many of you are sitting beside that person right now? Oh. Don't go there. The first question was a relationship question. That last one was an IQ question. Don't go there. But every one of us know. I mean, we watch somebody that's a minus in our life, and they walk into the room, and we go, oh. And our first thought is, I hope they don't see me. And then they see you. And then they start walking towards you.
What an
And you
asshole.
feel life beginning to ebb out of your body. And you're starting to pray, oh God, take me, take me, take me, take me. And then you get a better idea. Oh, no. God,
Thanks,
take them,
God.
take them. Take them, take them, take them, take them. Come on, how many of you have ever, come on, tell the truth now, been in a grocery store pushing that cart and you look over about 3 aisles and you see someone you don't want to see? Come on, talk to me. Now here. The bad news is you see somebody you don't want to see. The good news is they didn't. You are so good. You are so good. They didn't see you. How many of you, come on, talk to me. How many of you have ever done this number? You look over and you see them go. How many of you have ever hid from somebody? Come on, talk to me. Of course you have. How many of you are hiding from somebody right now? Come on. Of course you are. Now, what's happening? It's very simple. They're a minus. You have to be a plus. And to be a plus, you have to be intentional. Because it's not natural. We are naturally selfish. So I do.
How is everyone laughing at that? And like, who's going to be open to these kind of conversations and saying this idea that you're spreading around here, John, is just, it's toxic. It doesn't reflect what you say you believe in. Because they're going to say, well, are you right with the Lord? Oh, you're a woman, so we're not going to listen to you.
Five things every day. What am I talking about? Everyday essentials, everyday essentials, everyday essentials, every day, every day, every day. Every day I do 5 things.
You're amazing, Charlie.
This is so simple. You can do it. Every one of you can. Starting today, this can be a habit in your life. Every day, 5 things. 5 things, every day. Number 1, every day I value people. It starts with valuing people. If you don't value people, you won't add value to them. That's just a fact. I mean, I know people, they just don't value people. If you don't value people, you're not going to add value to them. Why would you add value to people you don't even like? I mean, look at some people, honest to God, don't you think they should just be a toll booth operator?
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
You listen to him describe jobs and then to allocate people to those jobs based on who he thinks is worthy or valuable. It's just wrong. If you like John Maxwell and you listen to this and you get over my blubbering, can you honestly say like these ideas are good to instill in other people? Because I don't. And sure, it's my channel. If you don't like people crying, then probably this isn't the channel for you, because I cry, unfortunately, more than I would ever want to cry.
Don't egg me on. I'm bad enough without the encouragement. Just trust me. Trust me. Yeah. So every day I value.
This is John Maxwell. He is a highly paid speaker for many people in the multi-level marketing space. He has written 88 books. He's working on more books. He is a multi-millionaire. He gets paid a high fee to speak at these conferences, and he is speaking at this Optavia event. Well, it's actually Level Up by Doug and Tia Wood, who are Optavia independent contractors. But I saw the president of Optavia speak, and the corporate team is there as well. So it seems like Optavia has given this conference their stamp of approval. And John, this is John's first hour he's going to be speaking, and he has another hour he's going to be speaking as well. But we're going to finish this out, and then the next hour is Saturday morning.
People, you got that one? Number 2, every day I think of ways to add value to people. Every day. So what do? I get up at 5 o'clock this morning. I start writing, because I write every day. I start thinking, I start finding. I do all this stuff every day. And one of the things I did is I thought about you.
Same.
And I thought, what can I say today that will add value to you? I'm thinking ahead, because let me tell you, if you think ahead of how to add value to people, guess what? Number 3, you'll look for ways. Your thinking, your mind directs your eyes. I think about it and I see it. Now, why did I see it? See, I see it because I had thought about it. See, you can put 2 people in the same room and they don't see the same thing. We don't see what is, we see who we are. So every day, I think of ways to add value to you.
Yeah. And it's a good reminder to say it again. You are valuable by just existing. Everyone in the chat, please remember that.
Every day, I look for ways to add value to you. Number 4, every
Thank
day,
you.
I do things. I do things that add value to you. Yes, I do. I do things that add value to you. Chad Johnson, my agent, who helps me in so many ways, was with me this morning for breakfast. And so we went to sit outside at the table. Now, I knew what Chad would do because Chad's been trained. He does what I do. Whenever I sit, if you're ever with me at a restaurant,
Thank you, Amanda.
I will
Glad
always
you're
sit
here.
with the nice scenery behind me. Every day. You'll never see me sitting looking out at the view. I will give you that seat. You have that seat. I mean, Chad just looked at me, said, I know where we'll sit. He sat with the view behind him. I sat with the view behind me. Jimmy and Harvey came in. They sat with the view in front of them. I can give you 100 things I do every day, intentionally, to add value to people.
Or to manipulate them.
The reason that Chad was at breakfast with me this morning is I wanted to give both of them a gift today, and I'm a big Mont Blanc pen
I'm
person
sorry,
because
Sam.
I'm a writer. So I sent him to a Mont Blanc store last night to get a couple Mont Blanc pens, to get gift wrapped, so that I could give them a gift today. Now, why did that all of a sudden happen? No. I think for ways. I look for ways. I do things that add value to people. You have to be intentional. The most overrated words in the English language. I mean, these words are so overrated. The most overrated word in the English language is, I'm going to do something. I'm going to do something. You've got to take good intentions. Good intentions are so overrated. Nobody has ever had their life better because of your good intentions. Your good intentions are worthless. Do you know how to spell worthless? Worthless. W-O-R-T-H-L-E-S-S. Good intentions are worthless until they become good actions. Then they're worthwhile. You've got to do it. I run into people all the time. Honest to God, they wear me out. They're always getting ready to get ready. And I'll say, have you done it yet? Well, no, not yet. No, but we're going to do it. Yes, it's a good idea. And we've talked a lot. In fact, we're having another meeting today to talk about it. You need less meetings and a lot more action. No one ever had meetings to their way to success. You have to have actions. So every day, I value people, think of ways, look for ways, do things. Are you with me? Number 5, every day I encourage others to add value to people. Every day I encourage other people to add value to other people.
Good intentions beat bad actions any day.
Oh my gosh. I'm just looking at all my stuff I haven't told you. It's not my fault. It's the stupid clock your leaders have up there. Is that clock? Cap Canaveral, 5, 4, 3, 2. Then the bottom falls out and I'm gone. You think the rapture came and you missed it. You know what I'm talking about, huh? Oh, I wish I could talk to you about mindset. Oh my gosh, how we think. Listen, this is the way this works. You are today where your thoughts have brought you. So I don't know where you are, but your thoughts brought you to where you are. And you will be tomorrow where your thoughts take you. And the greatest gap in the world is the thinking gap. I'm not talking about being smart or not being smart. I'm talking about how a person thinks. If I could do one thing for a person, I would sit down with them and I would say, listen to me, my name is John and I am your friend and I'm going to tell you and teach you how to think successfully. Successful people think differently than unsuccessful people. I wrote a book called How Successful People Think. It's worth its weight in gold. 11 thinking patterns that successful people.
I think books weigh less than a pound, so it's worse. I don't. It's like whatever. However many ounces it is. Is he using a metaphor I don't understand? Probably.
People have that unsuccessful people don't have. When my parents celebrated many, many years ago their 50th anniversary,
Yeah, we weren't complete in this session without a rapture joke.
our whole big family went to Hawaii. And one night, everybody went to bed except Dad and me. And I said, Dad, you have the most amazing attitude. You're just incredible. And I said, just talk to me. How did you get this attitude? Were you born with it? I mean, did you naturally come out of Mama's womb and say, hey, Doc, good to see you? I mean, talk to me about this. And then my father, he said, John, he said, you got to understand, I've been very intentional in learning how to think correctly. And he told me this incredible story. He grew up in a small town in Georgetown, Ohio. And a little town of 800 people. They were all poor town. Except three families had all the money in the town. And my father was a hardworking kid. He was still in school. And so they hired my dad after school to do chores for them. So my dad got to hang around these three successful families, and he watched them, and he said, John, by the time I was a junior, I came to the conclusion that the difference between those three people and the rest of us was that they just thought differently than the rest of us. Their thinking was different. During the Depression, he told me, when people would be in line for food, because it was tough times, no jobs, my father held down 3 part-time jobs. How did he do
Lucky.
that? Thinking, watch this. He would go to the hardware store owner. He'd say, I know we're in a depression. I know you can't afford to pay me, but I love to work. Would you mind if I work for free for you today? And the hardware owner would say, what do you mean? And he said, well, I love to work, and I know you can't pay me. It's okay. Do you have some things you'd like to have done around the hardware and you haven't been able to get to them? Just give me a list. I'll work for you today free. So they make out a list. My dad would work, and at the end of the day, my dad would come back and thank him, and the hardware store owner, my gosh, son, you helped me a lot. I wish I could pay you. Oh, Dad said, no. I know you can't pay me. I know that. It's okay. I just wanted to work for you today. Did I do a good job? Oh, you did a great job. And then he would say, there'll come a time when you'll be able to afford somebody. Would you think of me? Next day, he was at the dime store, working for free. And the next day, he was at the pharmacy, working for free, 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 working for free. In 1 month, he had 3 part-time jobs for pay. Listen to me, folks. If you aren't where you want to be, it's because you don't think correctly.
No.
It has nothing to do with your environment. It has nothing to do with we're in a depression or we're in a recession or what. That's a bunch of crap. Has nothing to do with it. Has nothing. COVID was a separator. It separated the players from the pretenders.
Oh my God. He did not just say that. COVID was a separator. It separated the players from the pretenders. Shame on you. COVID was devastating for so many people. So many people died. So many people have long-term side effects from getting COVID. People are still getting sick. How can you say that?
Uh, 5 years from now, you'll find that there are people during COVID, there were people that just made major improvement in gains in their life and their business.
I'm gonna let my dog
because
out.
they
I'll be
took
right
that
back.
they took that bad time and they took that lemonade, and turned it into lemonade.
I'm not crying.
The way that we think. Wish I had time to talk to you about that. Leadership, you got leadership. Significance, I'll do a little bit of that later on today. Oh my gosh. That is so good. What am I just Can I have 2 more minutes? Just 2 more minutes. Just give me a second. It's hard to eliminate.
My coworker's brother, who was a police officer, died of COVID and left behind a young family, you jerk. My sister has only just made it back to work after a year on sick from having long COVID, probably caught at work as a receptionist at the emergency room, still in fatigue and breathing issues.
If you want to succeed, listen to me carefully. If you want to succeed, you have to get over yourself. Please do everyone a favor.
Don't join Optavia.
People are waiting for this. Get over yourself. It's not about you. It's about the people. I wrote a book that comes out in 2 weeks called The 16 Laws of Communication. And one of the teachings I do, one of the laws is get over yourself. And I tell people, you got to find yourself, to know yourself, to grow yourself, to improve yourself, so you can get over yourself, so you can give yourself away. Highly successful. And I had a person the other day come up to me and said, well, John, I'm okay with that. I'm not selfish. And I thought, you're on drugs. If you think you're not selfish, let me just ask you a question. The next time you're in a group picture and somebody shows you the picture, who is the first person you look for in that picture? And if you look good, you say, oh my gosh, great picture, send that to me. Ooh, yes, I love it, love it, love it. And if you don't look good, you say, do it again, come on, do it.
Sorry, I'm breathing into the mic. I'm not trying to. I had to take my inhaler a lot yesterday, and I'm just not breathing that good today. I can hear myself breathing, and I know that's annoying for some people. I'm just not doing the best.
Okay. Oh, you are a pure delight to teach. You are leaning in. You are hungry. Your future is so bright. Your future is so bright. Oh, I see it in you. I see it in you, and I can feel it today. I'm so excited for you. And my time is up, so I'm done. But let me just say this: we have on this Power of 5, these 5 things. We have a resource for you. And I want to promise you this. This is an investment you need to make in yourself. And I think it's like for $249, let me tell you what you do. You get the Power of 5 book, but here's what you really get. You get 5 hours of me teaching the Power of 5.
Oh, God.
And it will absolutely help you and assist you huge. And do you have a QR code for that one? It's in the book. Oh, it's in the book. This is Chad. Chad was with me at breakfast. Chad's my age. So, Chad, help me out. Do you have a microphone? This is the book I wrote, The Power of 5.
This book is written just for the network marketing industry. It's the first book you've ever done specifically for an industry. So it is written to help you build yourself with personal growth, as John talked about, but also to help you succeed in business. For the $249 package, you actually get 5 copies of these. So that way you can take people through the course and the book at the same time. It's a great prospecting tool. I promise you, it will bring people into the business.
Oh.
These are lead magnets, in that case
Time
too.
out.
So-
Now, you stay with me because you got to teach here or help me. Stay with me. Listen to me. If I were in this business, I'd get 5 people that join. The first thing I would teach when people join the business is the Power 5. Give them the essentials on the front end so that you set them up for success. And what I would do is I'd say, here, I want to give you this book. In fact, what people do is people use this for a recruiting book. They say, look, if you join my team, I'm going to give this thing to you, and we're going to go through the Power 5. And then sit them down for a half a day and watch my teaching of the Power 5 together. Give them the book. Get them started. All is well that begins well.
He knows what he's doing. He knows what an MLM is about. He knows the impact of his books and how that it ropes people in. So I don't have any more grace for thinking that these speakers don't know what they're getting involved with.
This is upfront expectation. So you could get 5, and then what if they do?
I don't know how Doug and Tia did this, but John just talked about this book. It doesn't release until March 28th. So no other event has received this yet. This is literally hot off the press. I think John just got his first copy last week or so.
Yeah, just
so.
got one.
This is included in the bundle. You actually get 2 copies of this. This is his 16 Laws of Communication. It's his second ever book on the topic of communication, and all of his laws books have become bestsellers. So you are definitely going to want to take this.
So if they sign up today,
Correct.
for the resource,
We have these
Are you
at the
with
back
me?
of the room at the resource. Use the QR code. You can show your receipt to the resource center at the back of the room, and they'll hand you your packet of books.
And then you get the 2 books. Let me. Okay, I'm going to give you one other. Okay, I'm going to give an add-on. Okay. By the way, this has never been offered to anybody because the book's not in bookstores for another 2 weeks. So you're seeing it first. I just saw my copy last week for the first time. Now, here's what's huge. If you sign up today for the resource, I'll automatically enroll you in a book club that I'm going to teach in May. I'm going to do 4 sessions on Zoom on the laws of communication. So if you sign up today, I'll put you for free in the book club. And you can be in the book club, and we'll do 4 lessons in May, and that's going to be so much fun. And Chad left me. Okay. Chad, could you not
I'm
watch
back.
with me
I'm
for
back.
an hour or 2 hours?
Always in your shadow. Always in your shadow.
No, he's terrific. Thank you. Now, so what do they do, Chad? One more time.
Yeah, just use the QR code. Go ahead and sign up on your phone, and then go to the resource center in the back, and they'll give you your packet of information. If you sign up for the $249 bundle, as John mentioned, that will enroll you automatically in the book club John just talked about.
And you get these 2 books
And
plus
you get
5.
2 copies
Bye,
of the 16 Laws
Eloise.
and the 5 books.
Good. Okay, there you got it.
Thanks
All
for
I'm
hanging
doing
out.
is trying to resource you because you'll forget what I say, but you won't forget if you take me home with you. You won't forget if you take me home. That's how you grow. Make this your personal growth plan for the next month. You've been absolutely super. I have gone over time. I'm very sorry. Well, I'm not really sorry, but I'm supposed to be sorry. Thank you very much. Did you have a good time?
John Maxwell.
Love you, buddy. Love you, man.
How many just want to eat Fuelings for lunch and just stay in here? They just want to eat their bars.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
We're going to let him go fuel. John, thank you.
Thank
we get
you
to get
very
you
much.
have him back
Thank you.
right after lunch. One more time for John.
Holy shit, we have to listen to another hour of him at a future stream.
Ryan and Kelly.
Oh, that's it. Okay, we're going to go back to... I need to reset up my buttons. I've been in and out. Is this... Oh, why is that doing that? Why did my... Of course, loop video. Okay, now we're working again. Oh, except this isn't working. My mouse is being an asshole. I guess I should put it more over here. Tanya, it's awful. Can I just refresh this? It's going to refresh. John doesn't eat the bars.
All right, guys. Welcome to Monday.
Who is this? Coach training? In Optavia coach training. Oh my God. Okay. Thank you. This is my extra large bucket hat I got on Amazon because my head is huge. So I have to get the big. I mean, it's still a little big, but I've never had a bucket hat that fits. So it's my Paddington Bear Stranger Danger vibe. Look, you know. Shannon, we are just ending. Let me just double check if anyone is streaming right now, so we can. Oh, is it 2 p.m.? Oh, we're early. Let me manage my videos and let me edit and see if someone's live and we can feed into their stream and give them a raid if they are. Edit. Customization. Redirect. Let's see who's live. I don't know if anyone's live. Some gaming streams are live. I don't know who to look for. Is Clowntown live? Oh, Heather's doing the tool tonight. Aaron is doing the premiere at 2. I'll just do that. I'll just hit. There's nobody that I know that. I'm going to put Aaron's as, like, if you just want to hang out here, that'll redirect over there. Or if you want to go over there immediately. I can't stay and just talk for 30. I mean, I could. You know how long-winded I am. So it'll redirect over there to Aaron's channel at 2 o'clock. My potato people. I love that. It's my 90s-ish era. It's Paddington Bear, you know. Thank y'all for hanging out. It's 7:35 p.m. here in the UK. Also, not that Kate. I think I messaged you back. So we can figure that out. The pure romance tea is so hot. Make sure to wait for it to cool if you're going to drink the tea. I'm just kidding. Why is this see-through? Interesting. Okay. I don't have anything good as a wrap-up other than, unfortunately, next stream is going to be another hour of John Maxwell. Unfortunately. So I don't know if I'm going to do that for a late night live crew tonight or tomorrow because Clowntown and I are doing the kids session together on Sunday. Carolyn, thanks so much for joining. Thank y'all. Not Blossom. Wait, what's Blossom? Wait, is Blossom a show or something? Blossom. Show? 1990 to 1995. Did she have a hat? Wait, that was Mayim Balak? Oh my God. How did I miss this? I've never seen the show. Oh, I'm going to have to watch this. Bye, Charlie. See y'all in Aaron's live. Later, taters. I don't know how we got so onto potatoes other than we all like them. If you need a stream partner, I'm down. Awesome, Tanya. Let me see what my schedule's like and I will see if you're available. Y'all be safe. Pet your floofs. Do something not stressful, and I will catch you on the next live stream. I wanted to be here so bad. I'm going to have to research. Okay. You're so young. No, I would have been young when that came out, but I was born in the 80s, so. Okay, potatoes rule. MLM's drool. Goodbye.